Spoon and Yellow Tunnel. My name is Vlad. I'm CEO and founder of both companies. And today we're going to have a weekly strategy roundtable where we talk about current market conditions, talk about what drives the market, AI trade, software trade, geopolitical risks, unemployment data on Friday, and see how we want to position going into this week and next. For those of you who are new, welcome. This is my brief bio. I was Executive Vice President, Head of Technology at Options Express. Almost been in the fintech space, a master's degree in computer science. We have a team of financial engineers that build in models that provide signals. And ever since some of the companies that I worked for went public, I decided to manage my own money using these signals. I've been doing that for over 20 years now, and we have Keith Harwood, who's joined from Options Hotline past couple of years to help out with testing these models, run live trading room, and he brings a lot of experience from hedge funds and market making. So that's my background. Disclosures are very important. I'm going to go through specific trade ideas and trade setups, so it's very important to look at the disclosures. Trading stock and options involve risk, not suitable for everyone. You must be aware of the risk and be willing to accept it in order to invest in current market conditions. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not registered with FINRA nor SEC. I'm showing you what I do in my own account based on my own respondents level for general education and information purposes only. All right, let's take a look at the market. So S&P got above 7,500. Right, and actually we're now staying above 7,600 for the past couple of days. Continue to make marginal new highs. If you look at our platform for aggressive power trader, today, this is the model runs every day, aggressive power trader, posted at 8 p.m. and right before the market opens. It gives you signal on what stocks the model think can outperform its sector and indices, Datadog, Micron, and Valero Energy. Today are the signals, and that's getting published every single day. For spiders, the model predicted 757 to be support, 762 to be overhead resistance. We are right at 7. Well, let's see what the spiders are. Real-time quote. 759. 759, right? Basically in the middle of this range that the model predicted. For the next 2 months, we did the model ran on the longer-term prediction. Model posts on the first of each month, right? So long-term predictions don't change on daily basis, short-term do. So long-term model does see potentially in the next couple of months as we approach in the next earnings season to reach 800 level. So the momentum behind the pools is accelerating. We see small caps making new highs, value stocks making new highs, right? We see a breakout in small caps from last week. We see value stocks, similar price pattern, made new highs, continue to grind higher. Technology is leading the market along with semiconductors and AI-related names. And we do see a bit in software names, right? People were concerned about how much cash companies have to raise to support their AI effort. And then if AI can actually displace some of the software companies. And right now, I think that trade is overdone, and we see in the past few days above average volume breakout. So software names continue to grind higher. Joining participation, you see Datadog. Today was the Signal, Micron, and energy names. Also in uptrend, since we could not reach an agreement with Iran, that's kind of ongoing negotiations, and you see Valeros of the world, Murphy, oil is up, oil drillers, XOP in general, and I have a position in Halliburton, continues to grind higher. So the trend is to the upside long-term, short-term. For spiders, I mean, the C780, again, a lot of it will depend on the unemployment data this Friday. So we do have unemployment data. If the employment is stable, if the wages are stable, then potentially we can continue rally. We've seen reaction in Marvell today from the earnings and also from the CEO of NVIDIA, saying that this is the next trillion-dollar company, so up 30% for Marvell. And then similar HPE earnings today. You can see up, it's actually off session highs, but still up 15%. On the expectation that agentic AI is here, and companies like Anthropic, ChatGPT, they are building models, and you have wide-scale adoption in small to mid to large-size businesses, which requires data centers, servers, infrastructure. You see Cisco's of the world are breaking out, and even Arista, which was, I think, signaled yesterday. Arista Network also catching a bid, and after a sharp sell-off during earnings, basically made up, closed the gap, and again trading at all-time high. So definitely AI is driving the trade. You can see Apple making new marginal highs today, up almost 3%. Transocean, another position, is up 2.5% that I have. AMD continues to grind higher at all-time high. Software did pull back after a strong rally after this breakout, but it does make sense that we have some kind of a short consolidation. Microsoft in uptrend with the software names. Amazon is consolidating. It's another stock position. Google is raising billions of dollars, so it's $80 billion through 10%, 10 billion with Berkshire, and the rest convertible and common shares. So you see continue to grind higher, pull back after, again, concerned that you need to raise billions of dollars in capital to support the growth and build out of AI and data centers, and that revenue will not justify. Obviously, Google had one of the strongest earnings, and I think this reaction at this point is probably overdone. So that's the view on the market. If you look at the 10-year yield, we did pull back from 4.7 on the hopes that oil prices will go down once we reach an agreement with Iran at some point. So oil prices energy prices are stable. Crude oil is also stable. Crude dropped from 110 to all the way to almost 85 to 100-day moving average. Also oversold, especially that there is very little traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, but nonetheless positive for the market. And that's one of the reasons markets are going higher. One area of concern is Bitcoin. Bitcoin kind of a vertical move to the downside, retesting February, March lows. Right, I've been using Bitcoin is a good proxy for risk taking, and even though we're still high momentum, high beta stocks continue to grind higher, you do see Bitcoin going in different direction, and it's doing a retest of multi-year support. Right, this goes back to October of 24. So this is something to keep an eye. A lot of less coverage now in Bitcoin, but I still think it's a good proxy for risk taking. So that's one area of concern. The other one is the momentum is deteriorating behind some of these names, like Qualcomm. We're not making new highs. Micron is actually doing well. STX is doing well, but LRCX not making new highs. And then ARC Innovation in general, kind of going nowhere in 2026, but off the lows. So that's where I see the market. AC, welcome. Balish, welcome. Martin, Michael, Peter, Thomas. Let me know if you have any questions. So I would still participate in the market, maybe raise cash, your cash position a little bit above average. I would still follow the rule where, especially if you're new to trading, you can see an aggressive power. I would only have 4 positions at a time with 2.5% loss of account value per position. What else? And look at the drawdown, right? The rest of the positions you can see. You could be more aggressive or less aggressive. So I'm trading around my position in the dynamic power trader, where you can actually see all of my trades. So EEM, you can put 10 or 20% of your portfolio into speculative names, and more aggressive trades like options, 30% in cash, and the rest you can keep it in stock market, spiders, or value stocks if you want to be more conservative. Put them in VTV, which also breaking out, but not as volatile. I'm a little bit more aggressive, so emerging market I have a position, and then QQQ, where I trade in around these positions. QQQ, but also trimming the position at 735, and next one is at 770. That's dynamic power trader. In aggressive power trader, you can actually see history of all the signals. Like if you want to see what was the signal yesterday, you can look at Amazon, Datadog yesterday, Eli Lilly, Microsoft. You can also do your own analysis if you want to see where NVIDIA is going. You can type in NVIDIA, it will tell you. Model rerun basically sees that the trend continues going higher for NVIDIA, potentially reaching to 50 in the next few months. So you have a history, you have recording of all of our live trading rooms. So you can go to trading room and watch the recording of every session. And you can see a library of roundtable discussions and active investor workshop that discuss different topics on trading psychology and trading in general. Do want to draw your attention to trading discipline section of these webinars. We have a lot of people ask about how to build trading plan, how to use AI to coach you. So Scott Beck, we recorded a webinar on a couple of weeks ago. I encourage you to review that. I did using probability successful using strikes, so that's there. And then market plan. We do have a collection of webinars we're doing together with the AGT, right? We have marketing relationship with AGT, and you can see I talked about put spreads, income strategy, 3 key metrics for consistent trading. And you can always explore this marketing relationship that we have with AGT. You can always explore. One, if you pay more than 65 cents a contract, then you can click on Go Now and get actually on AGT platform get 65 cents a contract. If you want to auto execute some of our trades in Dynamic Power Trader, you can sign letter of direction and AGT will execute these trades for you. So this is you can click on this link. It's it should be here in the banner once you log in. So I do encourage you to set up an account on Yellow Tunnel. If you don't have an account, just create an account. You have free account. Webinars are free. We have blog with a weekly trade idea that you can see every week. Right, this week on Sunday, I published. What was I think it was Micron actually. Let me look. Semiconductors and then Micron. Yeah, so Micron was published as a trade idea this weekend. And Micron is doing well. I think it pushed to new all-time highs today again. Yeah, published a new all-time high. So that's free content in terms of models. Short-term aggressive power trader. The model runs every day and gives you signals. Right? We looked at the history. We're looking today software, semiconductors, energy. These are the sectors that kind of pushing the market higher right now. And then weekly power trader gets published once a week. This is a similar model, but it takes a longer term outlook. It analyzes more data, right? It analyzes earnings and makes predictions for the next few weeks. So the holding period can be a few weeks, could be a month or so. You still follow the same rules for active positions and maximum drawdown of 2.5%. But we had APH, so some of the again electronics, semiconductors, Datadog was there on Sunday. Datadog continues. That was a great signal this Sunday. I like it. Actually, starting from last week, you can see nice continuation on Datadog. Again, data storage, security. Honeywell, how's Honeywell doing? Industrials have not been doing well, but model does see kind of move above 200. 20-day crosses 50, 50 crosses 100. So I mean, Honeywell, if you want to diversify, that's another signal. Eli Lilly actually pulled back this week. Microsoft had a nice move to the upside, and Broadcom. So not Broadcom, QRVO. Broadcom is different. QRVO. Also in the uptrend. So these are the weekly power trader. I already went over dynamic power trader, combination of both stock and option trades. Right. So what are we trading this week? Some of the option trades. So I added to my IGV position, that 105 call, with the idea that the software names like Datadog, I mean, you can look at the Oracle, right? You can look at Team was the signal, Microsoft, they're all in strong kind of breakout and uptrend. So if that uptrend continues, then by middle of June, then the idea is that I want to participate. So I added, sometimes I trade options, an example of IGV. Sometimes I just trade stock, straight stock. So Citigroup, I've been trading Citigroup for the past few weeks and decided it kind of reached this double top. Software in general has been underperformed. Not software, the financials in general have been underperforming. They're below 200-day, below 100-day moving average. Citigroup was a signal from the past couple of weeks, and at this point, I just wanted to kind of close the position, and so I'm out of that trade. So you have a combination of both stock and option trades, just based on your background and what you're more comfortable trading. And you can enter your phone number to get SMS message every time I trade. You can look at all my orders, all my positions. If you prefer to trade options, right, like AMD was a signal, I have a position in AMD. You can use this week option, like I actually have a call spread in AMD, full disclosure, and or you can go to next week or 18, like I did with software. I went into monthly expiration. June 18, you can go to July. And it also gives you a trend, right? Short term, it sees very strong trend, potentially AMD continues grinding higher. Longer term, it's a little bit ahead of itself, right? So longer term trends, obviously all the semiconductor names, they are overextended. They're overextended. What else? Any questions so far? Let's see if there are any questions. Coin is the same as Bitcoin, Martin. Yeah, we talked about Coinbase this morning. They're under pressure. So Coinbase, Bitcoin, or any companies that derive, what is this? MicroStrategy. How's MicroStrategy doing? That was a pretty popular stock. I mean, it got decimated, right? Went from 520 to 137. But they've been struggling, and they're sitting on this very important support. So I would be careful with, I mean, on one hand, it's oversold, right? And it's sitting on kind of a year-to-date low. But on the other hand, if you have a meaningful breakdown for a couple of days on above average volume, that could pull actually the rest of the market as well. So something to keep an eye on. Sure, I know Martin is still short. What's the next support Coinbase? Let's look at our friends at Avantgarde and see if we can look at some of the positioning data. So if you look at June expiration on Coinbase, we're at 175. I mean, you do have 160, pretty large position at 160 strike. So After 175, I mean, you have 170, I mean, 2000 opening, but much bigger 160. So a lot of people basically hedging the low point on Coinbase and same price pattern on Bitcoin. So I would keep an eye on 160. So the next level, I think, is 160 in Coinbase. If the pressure continues to go to the downside, we could reach 160 strike. And that's what a lot of people are hedging this position in the months of June. I assume July is very similar. July, actually, people are buying 150. All right, but good trade. All right, we have more people. This is great. AC, welcome. Balish, welcome back. Martin, thank you for your question. Michael, Paula, welcome. Peter, welcome. Thomas, Wes is back. All right. So any other questions? Any other questions? Thank you, Martin. So those are some of the signals from the model. Again, some of the positions I'm currently managing. We can go over them. IGV, we talked about IGV. We talked about, I was selling put spread yesterday on HPE in the live trading room at the closing bell if you were there. Apple is doing well. Apple grinding higher. Transocean is doing good. I have a option that expires in June, 650, so that's approaching. Halliburton, same price action. I closed Citigroup, I can remove that. Those are the main positions. We talked about emerging market, that grinds high, and then QQQ. In terms of other high beta stocks, Iran is doing well. So you have companies that are in data centers. Originally were in Bitcoin, but now they're diversifying to AI. So obviously, if you have data centers present and servers, and you can pivot your business model away from Bitcoin to AI, then you get rewarded. I mean, obviously, highly volatile stock, but together with software names, it's running, it's doing well. Looks like rare earth materials got a bid again, trading higher. Quantum computing like IONQ was investment from the federal government that's doing well. IBM had a sharp rally after that announcement and continues to kind of vertically going higher. IBM. Palantir is finally catching a bit with the software names today, but they are pulling back a little bit. Tempest, a firm pulling back, taking a little breather. Bitcoin, we talked about. Financials like Schwab is under pressure, right? AI, Robinhood is under pressure, even though they are offering trading through the bots. Airlines are under pressure with higher oil prices, and then banks. Goldman Sachs is doing well, Morgan Stanley is doing well, Wells Fargo catching a bit, JP Morgan is catching a bit, so that's good. All right, any other questions? So that's Dynamic Power Trader, Earnings Power Trader, right? I did this week, well, I haven't traded this week. So either CrowdStrike, closing bell today, or maybe Broadcom. Broadcom, I think Thursday, we can look at the Broadcom. How's Broadcom doing? So Broadcom announcing earnings. 6:30 after the close, tomorrow. So tomorrow after the close, one standard deviation move, about 10%, 530 strike. I mean, you have 600 people buying 600 calls with the idea that you're going to have another 2 standard deviation move, but more likely than not 520. On the upside, on the downside, potentially 420. So again, selling put spread, probably selling put spread and buying a call spread like I did with Marvell last week, or AMD the week before. Martin, if I want to buy IGV, should I go alone, considering you doing put options on it? No, I'm not doing put options. I'm doing call options. So IGV is the call option. Right? If you expand this, you can see I'm buying 100 call, selling 105. Right? This is the opening transaction. This is I'm putting order to close. So I'm buying 100, selling 105. So I'm bullish on software. I mean, you can buy, if you have a larger portfolio, you can buy 100 or 105 call. You can do it in June 18 or go to July. If you have smaller account and you don't want to trade options, you can buy a stock, obviously. Right? Just different ways to express how bullish you are on the market. Thank you, Martin. Any other questions? So that's earnings power trader, Broadcom. Right? We talked about Broadcom. I mean, selling put spread, I think, makes sense. Buying call spread also makes sense. That's probably will be the trade that I'll do tomorrow. And then what else is interesting? And then finally, Profit Accelerator. Profit Accelerator is where you get signals, but more people are comfortable trading options, stocks. Sorry, so Profit Accelerator, the idea is stock trading. So this is where you would just buy AMD, Amazon, or Citigroup, or Emerging Market, or Halliburton. Any questions so far? All right, so a few announcements. Again, consider opening an account on Avantgarde. You can get 65 cents a contract. You can do auto execute. We can give you a refund of 3 months. If you open up fund your account, we'll give you a refund for the 3 months of any Yellow Tunnel subscription. If you have questions, I do encourage you to schedule a one-on-one consultation with Keith. You can do it in Contact Us, click on Schedule Consultation, and pick a time that's convenient for you. And you can also use our bot for option strategies or for just general questions about your Yellow Tunnel subscription as well. Any questions so far? All right, so that's Contact Us, talk to Keith. We have 65 cents a contract. If you open it, you need to have another place where you can trade specific strategies, then consider AGT. And then obviously we do have 30, if you go to pricing, you can see, you can sign up for any of these services for aggressive power trader, weekly power trader. We do give you 30 days money back guarantee. So you can get a refund. That's all I have for today. That's all I have for today. Any questions? All right, if there are no other questions, then next week we will not have a strategy roundtable. I'm traveling. I will be there for morning bell. We're not going to have a closing bell. But following week, same time, Tuesday, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Please join me, and we will. At that point, we'll have unemployment data. Maybe we'll see some clarity about oil prices and situation in the Middle East. And then we'll get closer to the next earnings cycle. Right? From seasonality point of view, June has been a strong month in the past few years, except 2022 when we had a bear market. But outside of that bear market for the past few years, June from seasonality point of view has been supportive. So assuming Middle East situation is contained and you don't have sign of rampant acceleration in the inflation data, then I think passive resistance is higher highs, higher lows. All right, guys, thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you for participating. We had a lot of people today, and I will hopefully to see you either in live training room or 2 weeks from now in Strategy Roundtable. Thank you very much, and have a great day.